Welcome back, traders. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. Bitcoin closing at the highest levels it's seen here since, well, I don't know, man, since August 22nd. We are putting in a strong weekly bullish engulfing candle here off the lows. Beautiful. We never made this weekly candle below 19.5. You know, if we did do that, we were looking at obviously more downside, but we didn't do that. You can see this volume that came in. Man, what a candle. What a candle. All right, let me get some tunes on here for you guys. Let's see. I apologize about the green screen. I haven't had a chance to really mess with my camera since I got back. All right, well, weekly bullish engulfing candle. Obviously, really likely we go and test the 200-week moving average, which is right around 22.5 right now, and obviously up to the top of the range, right? So obviously make a double bottom like this. We're looking at a move to the top of the range, which is around 24.3K. We break 24.3K and we use it as support. I'm projecting us to go test the major supply line that we haven't tested yet, which is right around that 30K region, 29K region, all right, for Bitcoin. And the DXY, let's take a look at that because that's going to have a real big impact on what the price does. And we'll take a look at, my camera's super laggy. Not really sure how to do that. Let's see. Any ideas on how to stop the lag? Maybe that's better. Might be a bit darker, but nah, my PC is fine. Let's see. Anyways, so sorry about those technical problems. Wow, we have 16 people on tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. All right. So what do we got going on? I got really tiny, yeah. So we have triple MACD bearish RSI divergence on the DXY, which is implying to me more downside, right, on the DXY over the next couple weeks. The daily already breaking down here. It's still bullish on the daily, but obviously has room to run down to that 40 level, which we see it's been pivoting off that 40 level to reject the bearish control zone. Well, we're going to see how this plays out. I think we are going to see continuation down for the DXY. It might come up to retest this area here first, and then probably reject it. Okay. So DXY probably going to catch a breather here and help some of these assets that have been pretty much pummeled since the rate hikes. I think we eventually see movements down here for the DXY, all right, which will send stocks and crypto higher. All right, so that's what we're looking at here in the short term. Longer term, or the longer term, I should say. This is the weekly chart. So if we go to like the monthly chart, you know, we're still in this bear flag, right? Until we recapture, you know, 32K on the monthly. All right. So from a longer term perspective, the monthly chart, to really get out of this downtrend, we want to be making closures, monthly candle closures above 32K and reclaiming this range that we lost, okay? We're not there yet. We're not there yet. All right, we want to reclaim this range. All right? So something to pay attention to, something to look out for. Once we start making candle closures, monthly candle closures above 24K, we can then talk about re-entering this range, but we haven't done that just yet. And in terms of the RSI and what the stochastics are looking like, we're starting to get a cross up down here. We're still way below 20, right? You know, we haven't really seen Bitcoin do these types of things on the monthly charts in a long time, right? We got a cross up here in May. We had this massive move up to way overbought here on the monthly, but we've never really seen Bitcoin come down all the way to these levels to make this reset. All right, so it's actually really healthy that we are doing this, okay? And we're gonna see how this plays out. We're still technically in a bear flag on the monthly until we break above 24K, all right? Let's see. All right. Let's look at Tether, right? Tether dominance. Take a look at Tether dominance real fast. So Tether dominance, we had this wedge break, right? We came up to this 7.3% area. We never actually made a candle closure above it. All right, we actually beautifully rejected it, and we're now sitting right on support around that 6.5 area, 6.49 area. All right, so the 4 hour, I will say the 4 hour does have some bull div down here. All right, so we could see a short-term move up for Tether. We obviously we're all the way down here, guys. Remember what happens when you're down here, all right? You know, people are buying Tether down here, all right? So short-term, we could see a move up to test 39 on the RSI, which could mean we see Tether maybe rally a little bit to 6.8. That's that region, all right? That 6.8% region is that critical region where Bitcoin was testing. I believe it was in 19.5 area or so. Okay, so if Tether does push up here and doesn't get rejected, because the 4 hour doesn't necessarily dictate everything that might happen in this market, but the 4 hour is telling us, hey, we could be maybe diverging down here. We could maybe see some movement up here on Tether, okay? That's not really confirmed. The weekly is confirming a double bottom, but that doesn't mean we're confirming the actual bottom, okay? I would say once we get monthly candle closures above 31K that we've put in a bottom, but so we haven't done that yet. And we're still in a monthly bear flag, right? As explained. We start making monthly candle closures above this flag, then we can talk about higher ranges here, but we haven't done that yet on the monthly chart. Weekly chart, like I said before, we have not made candle closures below 19.5 on the weekly. So we've actually used this area as a support and got a pretty strong candle last week. We are still technically below the 200-week moving average, around 22.5. We need to start reclaiming that to really start seeing movements to go back up. All right. That's what we're looking at right now. And like I said, the 4 hour looks like we could see some downside in the market after getting this big pump up here. We could see a retest of, what is this? This is 20.5K. We could definitely see a retest of that. All right. I mean, this is a nice candle here, even on the 4 hour. We'll see. We'll see if we this is just a fake movement up here. Like I said, the 4 hour is oversold on Tether. So we could do something like this where we come back down and test this before we go higher. right? All right, let's take a look at 19.5. Actually, technically, it's 19,891. If you want to be real technical, that's really the level. Because if you look left, that's this wick high here, all-time high, right? Previous all-time high. So once you're above that level, you can be positive about the market condition. If you're below that level, you know, we got trouble, right? All right, so it's been regarded now as support 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So we're gonna see now if we can get some buying pressure to come in and push the price back above 24K. We would need to make a higher high on price, right? We have yet to do that. Let's take a look at the futures market. That's going to dictate what a lot of this does. Total 2, stock indexes, oil, gold, pie chart, cycle repaint, XRP. All right, sure. Futures up 0.25%. NASDAQ putting in a weekly bullish engulfing candle last week. Very strong candle. All right, so we need to see the NASDAQ this week. If it can test up to 13.2 and maybe break this down-sloping channel, that would be pretty bullish. Let's see if we can do that. What's the monthly looking like? So we obviously have a couple weeks left on the monthly candle here. A break above 13K on the monthly would be a monthly breakout. So that's that level, that 13,000 level here on the NASDAQ. That's pretty critical. And it does look like we're seeing monthly stochastic cross up. Looking pretty good down here on the monthly. Negative momentum sort of weaning off here on the monthly. But we'll see. Looks good so far. Last week's candle was pretty good. Pretty good confirmation. See if we get continuation. All right. And yeah, this certainly does look like some sort of double bottoming formation on the daily chart for the NASDAQ. All right. All right, we'll look at total 2. Look at the S&P later. Total 2. Probably at this chart on the monthly. Yeah, that makes sense. Looks a lot like the NASDAQ, right? So that looks interesting. But that was our blow off top, right? But I mean, we can't just not include it. But 1, 2, and 3 touch points and 4 touch points here on the monthly time scale for total 2. It's interesting. We'll see if this holds. All right, this is all contingent upon what the stock market does, of course. But a rally, a back test, and a bullish engulfing candle last week. Pretty strong. We would want to see the neckline test here around 680 billion. Want to test that, okay? That's that critical level. Isn't it too early to say whether NASDAQ has double bottoms? No, it's not too early. We saw a daily double bottom. Saw a daily double bottom on the NASDAQ. And what's interesting here on total 2 on the weekly is we did get a RSI break with a low and a higher low, which does match the price action, so there's no real divergence there, just higher low on price. But we're making a higher low on the price action as well. All right. So we'll see if we get continuation out of total 2 to test this neckline here. That's pretty critical. And eventually, if we can break above it, we're looking at maybe testing up to the supply line here, which would make a lot of sense around that $880 billion level. This could take some time. All right. So technically, still in a bear flag, right? We made this low. We made a rally. We got a back test. We made a higher low. Now we got to see if we can get continuation to break out of this bear flag, right? Stock market will struggle over the next couple months. Well, we'll see what ends up happening, right? We just take it day by day, week by week in these markets. All right, so that's total 2. We'll take a look at, we took a look at stock indexes. We will also take a look at US oil here. US oil taking a nosedive. We said that was going to happen. Broke this channel. We got confirmation of that. We could see that retest down at 75.85 for oil. That's a major level here. 75, about 75 to $76 for US oil. Good evening, Joe. We'll look at Maker. We'll look at gold here. We'll look at the cycle chart. We'll look at the rainbow chart, and we'll look at XRP for TOE. All right, so gold double topping, sitting down here at support right now. You know, just barely hanging on to this level for gold. Yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't even call this a double bottom. I mean, I guess technically it is, but we'll see if it can actually find some bids, man. I mean, this is gold. We'd want to see gold get back above 1800 ultimately. Your MACD could be crossing back up here. Right, there is some daily divergence on gold. See if gold catches some bids and can get back above 1730. That's a pretty critical spot for it. All right. Does look interesting. The weekly RSI is trying to make a higher low. The price also making right around the same low. All right, so that's interesting. All right, so that's gold. Looks like it needs some help, but it could get some bids here. We'll see. Rainbow chart. Rainbow chart is telling us that that we hit some sort of bottom. That's what the rainbow chart's saying. But it doesn't mean we can't get like a quick wick down like we did down in COVID to like maybe get a massive capitulation event. That can still maybe happen. All depends on what the stock market's going to do. But based on the previous cycles, which obviously isn't indicative of future cycles, every single time it comes down to this blue area, these are great long-term buying opportunities. Obviously not financial advice, but every single time you come down here, guys, I mean, pretty much every time. All right, so that's the rainbow chart. Cycle repaint chart. Take a look at that. Cycle repaint chart is saying 22K, topping out at 22K, and then dump it. We'll see. That would be that 22.4K region is the 200 week moving average. So that's what it's saying. It's saying that it will not get past the 200 week moving average. We will consolidate below it and then eventually make our breakdown, make our capitulation event. That's what this is saying by the end of October. All right. XRP. So XRP is still holding within the parameters of this pennant. This is a 5-year structure. So, but it's below its 200 week moving average. XRP would probably need to reclaim that 48-cent level to really start making advances higher. Otherwise, can just sit down here until it decides that it wants to break above that level. The weekly is, in the buy zone right down here. You're nearing an RSI breakout area on XRP. So you could see that move up to 40 cents. Okay, that's the top of the range. 38.5 really, 40 cents region for XRP. Will it go to 34.5 cents? I mean, you're pretty close to that, man. Why not? If Bitcoin pulls back, this is going to pull back. 34.5 cents is like what? Like right here. Yeah, I mean, you're at resistance right now. You could totally pull back. Why not? This asset does not perform very well so far. So I wouldn't be too scared of it. It probably will pull back, as it is I mean, it's bullish on the 4-hour, daily. Daily's also bullish, but it could go retest 51 on the RSI, right? Which could be your pullback to get out of your short. Okay. Remember, like I said, the 4-hour on Tether looks like we could see some upside for Tether. All right, so short-term scalp trades, short scalp trades are probably okay here over the course of the next 4 hours, I would say. All right, this looks like we could see some short-term movements down for the crypto market. Right, every single time we come down to these red levels, these red zones, right? This is where you want to be careful in long positions. Okay, yep, that's the short-term outlook here on Tether. Let's see, what else did I cover? Oh yeah, the Newpol chart. All right, so we're just teetering between orange and capitulation areas, okay? Looks like some sort of W shape, right? Which is why I think we do test the top of the range, even though Cycle Repaint says we won't. But I think it's likely that we do test top of the range because we're in this range and we made a higher low. So I think we do test that 24 to 25K region this week, maybe next week. Who knows when we'll do it, but it makes sense that we do it at some point. And that's the Nupal chart. If you guys have any assets you guys want me to look at, throw them in the chat. We'll take a look at Atom. Yeah, Atom has been performing pretty well. It broke out of this channel that it was in, and I think it's now hit some resistance. The daily 200-day moving average probably pulls back here. If I had to guess, this is where it would probably pull back, and we could see a retest of this level right here, right around $14. All right. Could see some nice consolidation back down, okay? This coin had quite a run up. So, you know, consolidate, maybe back down into the channel for your next leg up. All right, BNB, sure, let's take a look at it. EVMOS, yeah, sure, we can take a look at it. Okay, yeah, weekly bullish engulfing on BNB. If we get upside, we're looking at that 330 level for BNB, all right? Yeah, I'm still like in this bear flag, right? Still in a downtrend. All right, we're in a downtrend until we break this supply line. We want to break the supply line and back test it as support. And once we do that, then we can talk about testing, you know, $400 and then testing, you know, $450, right? So that's kind of what we're looking at right now for BNB. You can see that we made this pivot here, right? So the RSI obviously had a breakout, right? We had a nice rally on BNB, and it looks good. Weekly RSI looks good, sitting just under neutral, just above neutral rather. You know, out of the bearish control zone and in the neutral zone right now. Between 40 and 50 is the neutral zone. We're at 46 on the RSI, so just sitting neutral right now. Okay. All right. You guys have any other assets here? Oh, EVMOS, right? This is a new asset, right? Let's see. Where's all the I don't know who's got the data. We'll take a look at Maker too, yeah. So really new asset here, but you're just consolidating below this major resistance level. You know, I would be careful up here. Okay. But as long as you're holding this trend line, I would say bullish. All right. But I'm not really a fan of what's going on here on the RSI, right? The RSI is telling me maybe we could see some movements down. Okay. Right. You can see this daily here. Got a supply line that you can't break. And you're making lower highs on the price so far. Again, really new chart. This could end up breaking up. It's in a, it looks to be in an ascending triangle on the daily time scale, but yeah, I don't know, man. Not enough data for me to make a real decision on this asset, but could break down as well. Okay, just be careful with this one. All right, Maker. So Maker coming down into a major support level here. All right, this was a support level that was based here since 2019. So it makes sense that we could get a bounce here. We could get a rally off this area. Okay, we have yet to really show any buying to come in down here though. But it would make sense that we would see at least a short-term move back up for Maker at this level. Short on Sol. Like I said, I think short term we could see movements down, right? So Tether looks like it's going to break up on the 4 hour. Right. So you could probably short a lot of stuff right now. Get away with it over the next few hours. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't short Maker. It's at a support. I mean, guys, just be smart. If an asset just appreciated like 30 or 40%, you know, taking a short trade probably is going to be okay. You just don't want to short stuff on supports, right? Don't short at support. Like, even if it does break the support, this is not a good risk to reward area to take a short, right? Just be smart if you're going to be shorting stuff. All right. Don't need you guys getting wrecked shorting stuff. All right. So 1, 2, 3 touch points here. We have a downsloping channel for Maker. I think it's likely that it does test the top of the channel at some point. Obviously, it hasn't caught any bids or anything right now, but we could see that, or we could at least see this, a test of the 50-day on the 3-day chart. All right. Take a look at Solana real quick, because, well, somebody's trying to short it. And it's pretty close to a supply line, which is why I see why you would maybe want to short it. And yeah, I mean, you could see Sol come back down to 33, 34 range. That would make some sense. Yeah, I'm bearish on Sol unless it's back above 37, 38 bucks. So yeah, that's it. Take a live trade? Nah, I'm not gonna take a live trade right now. I don't want to be up all night. What do we got going on? Filecoin making some moves down here. We got a lot of good setups too on these charts, man. Just stuff looking a bit in. A lot of these altcoins look. Some of them look really interesting down at these levels. Okay, Filecoin's one of them. Chainlink making moves. Some altcoins really look nice. Feel free to throw some more coins in the chat if you guys want to take a look at some stuff. A lot of these like soccer coins or fan coins are catching bids. I don't really know what they are or what they do, but Raven breaking a major supply line and catching a rally here. It's also because of the merge, I think, and folks moving their hash power, right? Energy web token. Sure, we can take a look at that. All right, so in a downtrend, could very well test the top of the channel at some point. Could see 850, right? But you're at a major resistance level right now. HNT. So HNT had a descending triangle breakdown, and then probably going to come back to back test it. I don't know if this coin's still viable, but a lot of people are saying that the devs left the project, so probably not something I'd be looking to invest in, but GRT is at an interesting spot. We were talking about this the other day. So yeah, this could be a major wedge setup here on GRT. This looks pretty good. Getting pretty close to that supply line there. And there's lots of hedge funds that are backing this project too. So this could be good long term. Of course, you want to do your own research, but as soon as this asset gets above 56 cents, means we confirmed a bottom. We haven't done that yet, so we don't know if this is the bottom, but it's pretty wrecked. Pretty wrecked. All right. GRT looks pretty good down here on the weekly anyway. Should you buy GRT? Man, up to you, brother. It's got some good risk to reward down here, that's for sure. Slow mover though, right? Ocean was another one. Ocean actually looked pretty good. I like that too. Yeah, it's in a nice bottoming triangle down here. Could very well see a move up to 28 cents soon if it breaks out. Yeah, it's definitely down here on the lows off the RSI. Momentum looks like it's shifting. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Pretty close to an RSI break. But, right, in a descending triangle type of structure. But did get above that support level, right? So that's pretty critical. But yeah, this one does look pretty good on the weekly chart. And if you draw a supply line, you can see that it actually broke the supply line, and now it's just sitting here like maybe it'll do something. I would say that this is a good area for it to do one of these. Probably go test the top of the range, given we get another push from Bitcoin and market. Neo, wow, I haven't heard Neo in a long time. Sure, we'll take a look at Neo. What's POKT? Is that a never heard of this one, but we'll take Pocket Network. Complete shitcoin. But hey, is this all the data on it? I think Gate has all the data. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. This thing looks pretty wrecked. It traded as high as $3. Wow. But you know what happens after you go straight down? There's a chance you can go straight up. So here are your levels, man. I mean, if this thing does reverse down here, you could do something like this, where you make a cup, and you make a handle, and you continue your way back out of here. Yeah, this looks interesting down here, for sure. Decentralized if you're a competitor, you've probably heard of it. I haven't. This looks interesting. Pocket Network. Web3 infrastructure. I'll put it on my list, man. Thanks so much. Hey man, an ultra rec chart just means it's maybe a good buying opportunity, right? Buy low, sell high, bro. That's the whole goal. Cool, man. Very interesting chart. All right, well, that's it. Then we'll catch you guys next week, all right? I want to thank everyone for joining the stream tonight. Make sure you guys smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. And, well, join the Discord if you haven't done that. That's step one, right? All right. I want to thank you guys again for joining, and we'll catch you guys next week. Hopefully we see some interesting price action this week. Remember, Tether on the 4-hour looking bullish. That means we could see movements down here over the course of the next 4 hours. Just be aware of that. All right. Don't get caught up in any leveraged long trades right now. Just be careful if you're leverage trading. All right. Here's your 4-hour break on Tether on the RSI. All right. On the weekly chart. Anyways, we'll take a look at this in further depth later on. Thank you guys again. Appreciate your time. You guys have a great rest of your weekend.